Good morning, everyone. It's Shauna coming to you live from her craft room in Edmond, Oklahoma. Today is August 23rd. It is 10 o'clock in the morning, and hopefully we can do this. The Wi-Fi has been a little glitchy, to say the least, so we're going to cross our fingers. If you guys are catching me live, if you see the red live button in your left corner, stop by, say hi as you're scrolling through Facebook. If you're catching me on replay, then just type in replay. We're going to be putting together the newest and latest paper pumpkin. This is the August 2025 Farmhouse Florals, and it is a great kit. I think you guys are going to fall in love with the kits just as much as I have after I put this one together. Let me do the technology stuff, make sure I'm on the right page, make sure you guys can hear me okay. And let me turn on live comments. Hope you guys are having a fabulous start to a weekend. I live for the weekends. I hate to say that, that's so sad, but okay. Just a few housekeeping things, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it since we are doing paper pumpkin. But you'll know every week I share this. There are 3 levels of creativity that Stampin' Up! Offers. We offer something for everyone. So we have our step-by-step kit instructions, which are great for beginners, and I'm going to show you one of those today. And then we have our quick and easy options, which is the mix and match section. So there are envelopes and card bases and ephemera packs and a stamp, and they're all meant to coordinate and go together. You can put them together however you want. There's not instructions with those. You still get to be creative, but with not having a whole bunch of supplies. And then there's creativity your way, which is most of our catalog. And our catalog is split up into these 3 different categories whenever you look through a catalog. In fact, I'll be sharing the mini catalog probably September 6th. Because we can open those and let you guys see the inside of the catalogs on September 3rd. So, speaking of kits, which is the step 1, there are 2 different types of kits. These are our brown kits. They come out with these every month, 2 of them every month, sometimes 3. And these can be found on StampinUp.com online. You can see everything that's in this kit, exactly what it makes. And there's card kits, there's home decor, there's a scrapbooking kit. This is our paper pumpkin, which is what we're going to be putting together today, and this is a monthly subscription kit. This is kind of a surprise, a Christmas gift in a box every month. We get little sneak peeks. Here is the one for next month, so the subscription period, you have to be subscribed before September 10th. It's going to be fall themed. It does coordinate with a suite in our new mini holiday, so there's kind of a sneak peek. These little dots, these embellishments are gorgeous. But you can tell by the colors, very fall themed. There's a little fox, there's some nuts. So it'll be a great paper pumpkin kit. There's also a great add-on die set, and it's called Circle of Seasons dies. And it's got a great little circle with some stitching, a leaf, a flower. This can make either a strawberry or an acorn, the word hello. So don't forget about that die add-on. Of course, the great place to shop, the best place to shop is online because you can see everything. You can see our last chance products, which are the discounted products. You can see the online exclusives that are only available online. You can see all the kits, of course, and again, those kind of come and go because they come out with 2 at least every month. So those are constantly changing. You can definitely see our catalog, what's in our catalog. This is the current one. And then this is the new mini catalog that will be, you'll be able to see this stuff live on September 3rd. But our catalogs are great, but if you don't want to miss anything, the online is where you should be. And I do have catalogs if anybody needs a catalog. Craft shows. We're going to do 3 craft shows this year. I just signed up for a small craft show on September 27th. So it'll be the last Saturday of September. And it's only a 4-hour craft show. If you're here locally, this would be a great thing just to pop in. It probably wouldn't take you but an hour to look through everything. It's about 100 vendors. It's from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And this is at Church Alive. The address is 15500 Northwestern Avenue in Edmond. It is off of Western in between 33rd and 15th, or 150th and 164th, depending on if you know Edmond or Oklahoma City streets. And then, of course, I've been talking about this one. This is the Earth Glow Market. It's November 8th. It's at Church of the Servant, which is at 14343 North MacArthur Boulevard. This one is in between Memorial and 33rd. So this one will be 9 to 3. The other one's just 10 to 2. It's a really short 4-hour. Again, it's not big. They've had it for about the last 5 years. This one right here has been going on for 30 years. It's pretty big. So if you're here local, come to both of them. If you're not local and you're traveling, just come to that Earth Glow. We are looking at signing up for a 3rd one. I haven't done it yet. It's for Putnam City. It's called North Pole Market. Bear with me just a second. I have all my lights on for the video and it's getting warm already. I thought I could go without the big AC unit, but I can't. And that one, I cannot remember when the one in December, I think it's the first weekend in December, which is, I want to say December 6th. Yeah, December 6th. So, anywho, those are going to be the craft fairs. Me and my husband do those. I sell Stampin' Up. He does woodworking stuff. Makes some beautiful flags and chairs. Okay, I'm going to get all this out of the way. Let's talk about classes. So, the classes for September, I need to know by this coming Monday the 25th if you're interested. The reason for that is I'm going to have to probably put in an early order and FedEx it so that I can get all the materials and everything cut, because September is a very busy month for us. I'm going to have to do my card class really early this month. I'll have to do it on the 6th because we will be in Arkansas this weekend. Then we have the scrapbook class that weekend, and then this weekend we have a craft show. So September is going to come and go like that. So again, what I'm fixing to show you, the cards and the scrapbooking stuff for the month of September, I need to know in 3 days if you want to be a part of it or not. I sent out the email a couple weeks ago to all my girls. And they have already responded, so I'm just trying to make sure everybody gets in that wants in. Okay, so the card class, it's $15, and these are still class to go kits. because everybody was vacationing for the summer, we had a low attendance, so I just went ahead and started making the classes as kits so that you could come and pick up instead of meeting in person and putting them together. It's worked out great. Everybody's loved it. I'm ready to meet back in person. It probably won't happen until October though. So, but for September, I used the Scenic Adventure dies. And one of the things, this is an online exclusive. This is a great die set. If you guys love to scrapbook or even card make, this is a great die to use. I love nature. The Class to Go kits, the con is I can't do the stamping for you per Stampin' Up! Rules. The pro is that we're using some supplies, some dies that we don't normally use on cards. So the cards are this one right here. And again, remember, I can't do any of the stamping. So this old olive cardstock in the back that's got this stamp on here, this is just a stamp that I had in my stash. So if you don't have some type of leafy stamp, you're just going to have an old olive background. So remember that. But the rest of this is dies. So I love these dies. Here's another one, a more masculine. This is a little bit more feminine. And again, they don't have sentiments on there because I can't stamp them for you, but you could easily put a sentiment if you have some in your stash up here or down here on the lake. So these are the two cards, and we're going to do a treat box. Now, I can stamp this for you because this is not a Stampin' Up! Stamp. This, gosh, I don't even remember who made this stamp. I've had this for years. So you're much more than a friend, and you just slide this off. And then your little treat, the box kind of opens up like a ring box. But it has these little Hostess cupcakes in there. And I found these cupcakes at Walmart. These are the Frosted S'mores Cake. So they're s'more cupcakes. And I just thought that was really cute with the mountains and camping. So hopefully you guys will like this card and treat box for the month of September. Again, sign up is this Monday. I've got to know by Monday, August 25th. Hi Mom, how are you? The scrapbooking class, everybody loved the road trip class that I did this last month in August. And so I thought, well, I've got plenty of paper left from this workshop kit. I used the On the Go workshop kit, and this is really all the paper that I have left, just these few strips. So I have made 6 2-page layouts, so 12 pages. I did 3 that were road trip travel, and then these next 3 I've designed, they're going to be for airplane travel. So they look similar because the paper is similar, but so let me show these to you just real quick. And my kits, just in case you don't know, they come in bags like this. They're labeled 1, 2, 3. And everything that you need to put together your 2-page layout for layout 1 is in this bag. And then you just work off of the pictures that I have sent to you. So this first layout, and I'm sorry I'm zoomed way in because we're doing card classes, so you can't see the whole scrapbook page. But it's travel more, worry less. And again, puffy stickers because that came in the workshop. I have some Cricut cuts that I cut out myself, some little dots, There are some great twines in this kit, and I love the paper. Here is the layout for layout 2. Adventure awaits. And this one says this is where the adventure begins. And it says you're going places. Now these little stamps I can't do because again I can't stamp for you. Enjoy was a stamp. There are a whole bunch of tags in this kit that you can cut out and place anywhere, but again, some very pretty twine, some clustering of some tags, some dots. Here's a puffy sticker. And then travel is my therapy and life is an adventure. So again, some puffy stickers, some Cricut cuts, some dots, some twine, some more clustering. So again, if this is something that you're excited in, the scrapbook or the card class for the month of September, I need to know by Monday. Like I said, I've let my club girls know for a couple of weeks now, so if there are any stragglers out there that have been on the fence, it's now or never. I need to close the sign up because I am probably going to have to do a quick FedEx order to make sure that I have the supplies that I need to get it all made. Okay. I think we are ready to go for our paper pumpkin. Have I shown everything? I think I have. Okay. So, again, this is our monthly subscription kit. I've talked about our paper pumpkin kits a lot in the past. I love them. I can't get enough of them. They are great for beginners because they are step-by-step instructions, but they're also great for anybody because sometimes the mojo's not a clicking and you just need to start crafting and then things start rolling. So here are the 3 cards that it makes, and I actually excuse me, there's a group of girls that I get together with, and we just got together last Thursday. We get together at this little cafe place in Edmond called Cafe Wren. If you ever want to come with us, grab a kit, you're more than welcome. And we put together paper pumpkin kits. Have a little coffee, a little drink, talk, socialize. It's a great one. So I actually have examples, and hopefully you can see the depth, the dimension on this card. It's not just a flat card. Here's one of them. Here's another one. This little piece of paper slides into this typewriter, which is really cool. And then here's a third one. And I love the colors in this kit. Again, this is called Farmhouse Florals. This is the subscription kit, so you have to be a member. Usually it only comes with 1 stamp set. This month it came with 2. It was just an extra little perk. And I'll be honest, I love these sayings. Of course you have the thank you, just a note, but a hello. However, this says, you are loved, forever your friend. Good friends are hard to find. I'm so glad we found each other. I love that saying. You're simply the best. Thank you for your constant friendship and your listening ear. Always here for you and for a great friend. So this is a great stamp set. They are clear photopolymer stamps. I don't know if you guys have seen my Facebook page, the update, State Farm, listen to me. Stampin' Up! Has been making a lot of changes. And they have to. They have to stay competitive with their prices, with their product. So They're only going to start carrying the clear photopolymer stamps, which I love our clear because you can see exactly where you're stamping. These are flexible, so you can kind of manipulate the shape if you know you want to kind of wrap this around something. You can't do that with our red rubber cling stamps. So they're going to start phasing out the red rubber stamps. They're also going to start phasing out the Stampin' Right markers, not our blends. So our blends look like, I'm trying to figure out what this is, Mango Melody. This is an old one. Our blends look like this. They're big fat. These are Stampin' Right markers. They are double tipped. One of them has a brush end. These were good for coloring on the red rubber. Like if you wanted to get 3 different colors on one stamp, you could take your marker and color it, huff on it, and then stamp. So, and then this part was just like a journaling, but they're going to phase these out. In fact, they've already put these on the last chance or the clearance list. So those are going to go fast if they're already, hopefully they're still there. And then they're going to change our storage for our stamps. Our stamps right now come in DVD cases, and our dies come in these little sleeves. The stamps and the dies are going to start coming in these little sleeves as a space saver. And they can do that because they're all going to be the clear photopolymer stamp. So we're going to get rid of our DVD cases. But we've got choices because they are going to sell the DVD cases. And the sleeves and the DVD cases are the same size. So if you want to just order some DVD cases and take these out of the sleeve and put them in the DVD cases like they've never changed so that all your stuff matches the same as far as storage, you can do that. Or they're going to sell these sleeves, I think in groups of 10 they said, and then you can take all your DVDs and change them over. So again, choices. They have given us choices, guys. So I'm not too sad about it, but change is hard, but change is good. So on our paper pumpkin kits, they are all inclusive. All of the kits are, even the ones in the brown box. So they come exactly with your adhesive that you need, whether that be tear and tape, glue dots, dimensionals. They come with your ink, little Stampin' spot. They come with any type of ribbon or twine that you need. On the paper pumpkin, you get a Stampin' Up! Block, your first paper pumpkin kit. And then they don't put these blocks in there anymore. Because if they did, you would end up with a ton of blocks. So it has your envelopes in there. It has your card bases in there. And I just kind of wanted to show you something. I love our big ink pads. So this month, this Stampin' Spot is Secret C. Pros and cons. I love these because these are easy to travel with, which is kind of the purpose behind the paper pumpkin. They're all inclusive. You can take them on the go. So if you're a camper, you can take, you know, one to work on while your husband's fishing, or if you've got kids and they're in sports and you're there watching practice, you can pull this out and work on it. So they're all inclusive, easy to take on the go. However, I prefer, I'll be honest, our big ink pads. So what I do is I take these Stampin' Spots, and I think I got this at Walmart. This is over in the beads section. It's just a little one of these dividers. And I keep all my Stampin' Up! Spots in these. And I kind of keep them color coordinated, you know. And it's great because you're supposed to store your stamps up, your ink upside down. So this is easy to just flip and store them this way. That way all the ink stays to the top of your ink pad, and then when you go to ink, you get a good ink or a good impression when you stamp. But it's a clear case, so when you go, you can just easily see it. so you know exactly what color you're getting. So I store all of my Stampin' spots in these, and then when I do go to the cafe or to a scrapbook thing, I take my ink spots with me instead of taking my big pads, because that way I've got a choice of colors, but I don't have to travel with a whole lot. There's no way I would be able to take all 50 of my colors. But I'm going to use my big one because I'm here at my desk. These are the envelopes. And then here are some punch outs. And I'm definitely going to make the 3 cards like it says. And hopefully I can make some alternate cards. I think we'll have time because these go together pretty fast. And if I don't get to make the alternates, then we'll talk about them at least. So here are the card bases. And this kit makes 2 of 3 different cards. No, 3 of 3 different cards. So there's 9 cards total. I love this little typewriter. And then these right here are blank. And then this is not trash. So don't throw it away. If you're at a place and it's not a good surface, when you stamp on something hard, you get a better imprint. So use this to stamp on if you need to. If you're not getting a great result from your stamp on that. Okay, I'm going to pull my box out of the way. I've pulled all the contents out. Let's go ahead and start with, let's do the typewriter one. It's my favorite. Sorry, I'm going to kind of move all this out of the way. Pull back over these instructions so I can show you. It shows you what the end result's supposed to look like, but then it also shows you step by step. Take this stamp, put it on this block, put it in this ink, and stamp it right here. Take this stamp, it shows you 1, 2, 3. It even shows you when to fold your card. It shows you exactly where to put your adhesive. In this case, your dimensions, your dimensionals. So you can't go wrong. There's also a ruler. If you have twine or ribbon in your kit, it'll tell you exactly how much twine and ribbon that you have. It'll show you the exact completed card and what you need material-wise for each card. And then on the back, it shows you all the pieces that come in your kit. It shows you the add-on dies that you can use to help enhance your kit. And there's also a little QR thing that shows you that you can do the video. There is a video on YouTube showing you how to put this together. There's also on Facebook a Paper Pumpkin fan club. There's a couple of different Paper Pumpkin Facebook pages. And a lot of people will post alternate ideas or how to make get the most out of your paper pumpkin, how to stretch them. Instead of making 9 cards, maybe it could make 27 cards. Rachel Tessman, if you follow her, she's a great, she does those where she just splits up that kit and it makes a ton of cards, so you get a lot of bang for your buck. Again, I'm just going to put these together the exact way it shows. So on this one, I'm trying to find my little punch outs here. I need a typewriter, and see, this typewriter has a little slit up here. That's for you to put your little piece of paper after you stamp your message on it. Here's the little piece of paper, the typewriter paper right here. And they have put just a note, but you could really put the XOXO, you could put the hello, you could put you are loved, you could put to say, you could put forever your friend, thank you. There's a lot of these that fit perfectly in that. So again, I'm going to make it just like it says. So I'm going to use the Just a Note, and I'm actually going to use my block. The paper pumpkin blocks and the blocks that come in the kits are great, but these are the blocks that Stampin' Up! Sells. You can buy these per block or in a bundle. I like these because there's this little groove and you can hold on to it better. And because I have on fingernails, my fingernails get in the ink really easily if I'm not paying attention when I use this block, because there's a lot of hangover. I even like get ink on my fingertips. So I'm gonna, since I'm here at my desk, I'm gonna use my actual block. I'm gonna take this Just a Note and kind of line this up on my grid paper. These photopolymer stamps stick to you. So let me open up my ink pad. And I don't know if you guys have ever noticed about our ink pads, but when I was talking about to store them this way upside down so that the ink stays on the top of the pad, our big are already designed that way. That's the reasoning why when you open them, they are upside down, and then you just pull it open and then you slide this in. They are made to where when you flip the top, they are stored upside down. So I don't know if you guys have ever noticed that or want to know that, but I'm going to take this Just a Note and I'm going to put my Just a Note on my typewriter paper. And I'm going to actually go ahead, this other one, the purse one, the bag one says For You. And I'm going to go ahead and grab my For You and stamp that on here as well while I have out the ink. There is not a ton of stamping on these cards. Oh, quit sticking to me. Sometimes you have to get your tweezer or something. It always sticks to my nails. So I'm going to go ahead and do this For You. And I find that it is easier to stamp while they're on this big piece of paper instead of just trying to stamp on this little die if you had just the little die sitting here. So I like to keep them in this while I stamp. I already have a thank you done for the other one, for the window. So I'm going to pull that out. And then the other stamping that it has this great background stamp. Kind of reminds me of wallpaper. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp this. And this one, it doesn't matter that you're stamping on top of your typewriter or not, because we're going to use our other typewriter to cover it up. So the instructions show you to just stamp right above this blue, the secret C right here, and you can tell that this has the same pattern as that. It's just in cloud cover. So I went ahead and stamped that one. Let me go ahead and stamp this one. And I think this is the same. I think it's just, yeah, it's just like right across. I love the simplicity of the Farmhouse Florals. I think this is just beautiful and simplistic. I love that that look, that elegance. This one, we have to stamp Give me just a second. I'm trying to find. I'm trying to find the line to see how it folds. It folds this way. So So this is the front of our card. And I'm just going to use this as just so that I know where that line is. And you'll see why here in a second. Actually, let me just use a piece of scratch. Here we go. After I'm done using these as backgrounds in my videos, I do, once I've got them all inked, and I don't like the look of them on the video once they're all inked up, I just kind of tear them and force and use them like this as scratch. So I'm gonna, this one has two, and I've just layered those on top of each other. And then I'm going to pull this around, and it shows it kind of like in the middle just once. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's homemade. So I think that is all the stamping we have, guys. So I'm going to put my ink pad away. And I already have this one in front of me. So this is this one right here. And it says to come in here and put your dimensionals, and again, it comes with dimensionals. Comes with a whole sheet of them. So let me grab my dimensionals. What do you guys think of this kit? Is this your style? Is it too simple? What are your thoughts? It's a little bit simpler than what I normally do, but I do love the look. It's designed to be that way. So everybody has their own taste, what they like, what they don't like. So I was just curious what your thoughts were. We have had a sneak peek of the 2 new kits that are coming out for the month. Next month, I think. And one of them is a Christmas kit, and it kind of looks, you know, that big old red truck that's popular, the farmhouse truck that everybody loves. It's one of those, easy to mass produce, has a little puppy dog in it on a snowy, you know, background with trees in it. Looks like it's going down a driveway. It's really pretty. This one has the little thank you on it. See if I can get my thank you. And then the other kit, which I'm really excited about, it comes with a little desk organizer. You make the desk organizer. It's really easy to make. It's not hard at all. And it's made out of good materials. It's sturdy. But it will hold, it has a little spot for some journaling pens, has a little spot for your little Stampin' block and your Stampin' ink. And then it has a, I put 2 dimensionals on this, and you only need 1. Sorry, I'm talking and not paying attention. In fact, I might not even need the other. Since this one's on pop dots, the dimensional is supposed to get right here. And then this part right here just has regular adhesive on it. Hopefully that makes sense. But then the organizer holds 10 cards. And it comes with 10 cards that you can make and put together, the cards and the envelopes. Did I put that on straight? Sometimes when I'm not standing over top of it, it's kind of hard to see if it's on there straight or not. There. So quick, easy, simple. And then let me just grab my bone folder and enforce that fold And that's card 1. Very easy. You could stamp in this flower pot right here because this does come with a flower pot and it's the same size. You could stamp "You Are a Great Friend" or "Always for You." Those 2 stamps are designed to fit in a flower pot. I didn't choose to do that because it doesn't show to do that, but you definitely could. That's not the one I want. I want the one that I stamped on here. So this one, all it is this and this, these flowers, and again, everything's popped up, everything has dimensions, so let's get our dimensionals. And again, it shows you step by step where to put your adhesive, where to put, you know, where to stamp. Again, I met with a group of girls and have already made some of these cards so that I could post a picture and show that to you on my Facebook page. So I've already made these, so I kind of know the instructions. So now we're going to take this 2 flower, and these did not come with mini dimensionals. We have 2 different sizes. We have minis and we have our big regular ones. It came with the big regular ones, and you can cut those in half, but because I'm here at my desk and I have these minis, I am just going to grab and use my minis. And they give you more than enough dimensionals. Don't ever be afraid that you're not going to have enough. They don't give you just the exact amount. You always have dimensionals left over usually, and I save those and just use them on other projects. As I say, I'm missing a flower. There it is, right there in front of me. And that's big enough that I can use. Okay. I like it. Very pretty. Good, Mom. I'm glad. So this one goes up here. And these 2 little yellow ones go right here. And then this double one goes right here. And you're just matching it up with the flowers that are already on there. See these 2 things, leaves? They match up with these 2 right here. So you're just putting it right on top. It's just adding that extra dimension so that your card has a little pizzazz. This also has, where did it go? The purse strap, or the bag strap. And I am just going to take a little edging on the dimensionals. All this edging that's around here, this is not trash. Use this. I'm just going to cut a couple of these, and I'm going to cut them in half like this so that I get these little strips. And what I'm going to do, we found this out at the paper pumpkin that we met Thursday. I'm going to take the backing off of this, and then I'm just going to put this, a little piece, I need to cut this down, it's too big. A little piece right here on the top. And then a little piece. And I will say it's always good to have a good pair. You know, Stampin' Up! Sells your paper snips. And I always have one that I use for paper, one that I use for ribbon, because you don't want to be using your ribbon scissors cutting paper, because that dulls them out, and then when you go to cut your ribbon's all tattered and And then I always have a good pair. We don't sell these. These aren't Stampin' Up. This is Tim Holtz. It's his Ionic scissors. And I can't remember what they're made out of. It's not coming to me right this second, but it's great for gummy stuff, for adhesive. And so anytime I'm cutting my adhesive, those are my go-to scissors. Because again, you don't want to get the ones that you're cutting your paper with all sticky and gummy. Okay, so all I've done is put a little bit of adhesive right there. And that's going to pop that up. You're just going to lay it on top of where the other one is on the picture. And then we're going to grab our twine. And we're going to tie a little bow. You could definitely do a double bow on here. Give it a little bit more oomph if you wanted. That's what I did on my first card. Let's grab some ribbon scissors. And I like to let that hang extra long because I like the shape of it, because it's been on this little round thing. It's got kind of a curly Q shape, so just gives it some oomph. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to put my little tag on there. Where did my little tag go? There it is. It's for you. Let me untie and add my tag. Okay. And if you don't want this flapping around, you could definitely put a little piece of dimensional on there and stick it to the card. Again, we're just going to fold that, and we're going to take our bone folder and burnish that down and force that fold. Now, the instructions do say to stamp inside the cards. Because I sell my cards, I do not like to stamp inside of them, because I want the person who's purchasing the card to be able to put whatever they want in there. And a lot of people have asked me at the craft shows, what's inside the card? What does the message say? So believe it or not, it does prevent people from purchasing cards if you stamp inside of them. So I've stamped just a note. This is going to fit into this little slot, like the paper is coming out of the typewriter. I love that. Smart Stampin' Up, smart. And then just take and put your dimensionals on either side. It's going to hold that piece of paper in there. We need some down here. And then we're just going to take this and come in here and lay that right on top, just for some pizzazz. And then trying to find my bone folder. Where'd it go? There we go. And those are our 3 cards, just like they say how to make it. Now let's talk about alternates. Say you did not want all 9 of the same cards. Okay, these are very easy to manipulate and change. So let's start with this one. I can't pick it up. And let's go, I'm gonna pull out, this is just the Everyday You and Me paper. I haven't really used this and I should. I love this gingham, this plaid. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to take some brown. And the whole reason, I don't know if you guys see this little vase right here. This resembles this to me. As soon as I saw this vase, I thought of this piece of paper. So I'm going to take that and then I'm going to take, let's say a piece of crumb cake. Just because there's a lot of brown in here and it's Farmhouse. So I'm going to take an 8.5 by 11 piece of crumb cake. I'm going to take my trimmer, cut this in half like we always do for our normal card base. So 4 1/4. And then I'm going to turn this around and I'm going to score it in half at 5 1/2. And then, okay, so this is our normal card fold that we always have, right? So then we're going to take it and we're going to go, since that was 5 1/2, I'm going to do half of 5 1/2. So 2 1/4. Actually, is that, I'm not thinking it's, I think it's 2 7/8. Hold on. Have to think my math. Yeah, it's 2 3/4. So let's go 2 3/4, not 2 1/4. So we're basically cutting a half a sheet, scoring it in half, and then scoring this in half. Hopefully that makes sense. And then I'm going to make this piece just a 1/4 smaller. So this was 4 1/4. So I'm going to do 4 on this one. And then I'm going to do, that was 2 3/4. So let's go 2 1/2. And then 2 1/2 again. I'm just showing you how easy it is to take this same card and just make something different. So I'm thinking this looks like wallpaper. I'm going to put this up here. This is an easel card. I'm just putting this in the middle, so I'm trying to get the same amount of equal border all the way around. I'm going to take this one. Actually, I did that wrong. Hold on. I put that on the wrong. Put that down here. I want it down here. I wasn't thinking about that. I'm trying to rush because it's almost time. So, and then we're going to take this one and use the other side of this paper. We're going to put that down here. And again, I'm just trying to get an equal size border all the way around. To me, that's the hardest part about putting together a card, and that is cockeyed. I can't do that. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to rush, and it's making me mess up. Okay, let's try that again. The pressure's on. I'm feeling the pressure. Okay, that's better. And then we're just going to take this piece and we're going to put it up here. So we want adhesive just down here. And I want to use my dimensionals. And I think yeah. We're going to pop this down here. And really, I probably should have, oh well. Probably should have been smart and put these top ones up here so that I knew I wasn't going above that score line, but that's okay. Learn from my mistakes. Yeah, I'm still, ooh, that cut it close. They're pretty close. Okay, so now it's gonna sit up like this once we take this bone folder and make sure I burnish that fold. So it's going to sit like this. And then we can put a little flower down here maybe. Let's put a little flower down here. I want my minis. And then this is where you would also stamp. So if we want that to sit up like that, this is going to act as a stopper. That's going to hold our paper there and not let it fall. So, and we could even take and put, you know, this other one right here if we wanted. But, and then let's put, I don't know, let's see. What do we want to stamp? Good friends are hard to find. I like that one. And I'm just going to take the, do I want Secret C? Why not? That's the ink that it came with, so let's use it. I am going to stand up so I can make sure I can get this straight. We don't need cockeyed sentiments. And there's our alternate. What do you guys think? Isn't it cute? See how easy it was to just change that up and make it? This one we could easily do, sorry, I'm going a little bit over probably. Let's take our trimmer and let's put this in here and just score it, not cut it, on this blue border line that they've already made for us. And then let's fold it again like they've told us to. And then let's grab our typewriter. Where's our other typewriter? You guys, when I do a live, stuff just goes flying. Like, I can't ever find anything. My desk. Good grief. I have, oh, it's right. Are you guys yelling at me and telling me it's right here? It's right in front of my face. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. So we're going to put a couple of dimensionals down here. Shauna, it's right under your eyeballs. Look. And we know we're going to stamp on this and put that little piece of paper in there. You guys know. You could even take your X-Acto knife. You guys are going to love me for this. And cut around these flowers to where this flower pops up behind this for your easel. Or you could take these flowers right here and stamp them on some white and fussy cut around them and put them up there to where the flowers are coming through the typewriter instead of the note. And then again, just make this, put a little, let's use these for instance. Hopefully that made sense as what I was telling you. I'll have to finish it and show pictures of my finished projects. And that'll make an easel card. So I don't know. We'll see if I put just the piece of paper in there and leave this back here, or if I fussy cut this out with an X-Acto knife and make it pop up, or if I just do some flowers. We'll see. That's to be determined. But that's another alternate. And then an easy alternate for this one is just, and you guys have seen me do this in the past, when you have a big image like this, cut this baby in half. I know this is going to make some of you guys, no! Cut it in half. You could turn this over and do it like this, and then cut another little strip like this off. Let's do that. Actually, no, I want to make a second card out of, so there's a couple of different things that you can do. So I could cut this little piece out and put a piece of clear acetate right here. That would be really cute. Or I could make this out of 2 different cards. So what I mean by that is, let's say, because we do have Secret C, let's take Secret C. Again, do our normal cut in half, so 4 1/4. Turn it, score it in half at 5 1/2. Let's take some Darling Duckling, which is the flowers that are in this piece. And this piece right here measures what? Tell me. This measures 1 and probably there. So let's make this, I'm going to go 2 1/16. And that's just a quick measurement, peeps. I just want to make sure that this Darling Duckling is going to show a little bit on each side. Yeah, like that. So again, I'm going to cut this at 5 1/2. And I'm going to take this and put some, actually let's just go with this one. I'm going to take this and put some adhesive on it. I'm going to layer this on here like so. put some adhesive on this. And then put this kind of over to one side or the other instead of just smack dab in the middle. Do I have that? Sorry, I'm trying to make sure I've got that on the score, on the fold. I don't. Okay, maybe it'll be easier if I go, let me use the bottom of my piece of paper to line it up. There we go. And then I can come in here and I can put for a great friend. Some Secret C. You could make 2 of these cards by using this other part on a different card, or I can use this some other way. And again, you'll have to check back to my Facebook page. I'm going to put it down here so that it's not floating. And then I can come in here because we had extra flowers. And I can put these flowers up here, where are my little minis. But again, just some quick alternates if you don't want to have the same card 9 different, or 3 different times. And then I can take that other purse string and cut half of it. This right here. But I won't make you guys watch me do that. Anyway, hopefully you guys, that gave you some great ideas. Hopefully you can see the worth in our paper pumpkin kits. They can make really fun and fast cards. You can use them how they say. You can change them up. Whatever floats your boat. Whatever you're feeling like that day. So, thanks for joining me today for an hour. I hope you guys have a fabulous weekend, and we'll see you here next weekend. Bye.